You know what's strange? I can tell you exactly what brand of coffee he likes. Dark roast, no sugar, a splash of oat milk. I know he needs his inhaler refilled next Tuesday. I know his mother's birthday, his work presentation schedule, and that he hates cilantro with an almost violent passion. We coordinate. We share calendars. We split the mental load of running a household with the precision of project managers. On paper, we're a functional team. But here's what I can't tell you, what he's afraid of, what keeps him awake at 3 a.m. when I hear him breathing differently in the dark. What he dreams about that isn't tied to mortgage payments or the kids' college funds. We share everything except what matters. It didn't happen overnight, this erosion. It was so gradual that I didn't notice when we stopped being lovers and became logistics partners. Somewhere between the second baby and the third job promotion, between the renovation and the orthodontist appointments, we perfected the art of surface-level connection. "How was your day?" has become less a question and more a formality, like asking someone how they are in a grocery store aisle. No one actually wants the real answer. So he says fine or busy or exhausting, and I nod, and we move on to discussing whether we need more paper towels. The conversations are full but somehow empty. We talk constantly but say nothing. Words fill the space where intimacy used to live. From the outside, we look good. We look like we have it together. At dinner parties, we finish each other's sentences. On social media, we post anniversary photos with captions about growing together. We're convincing. Maybe we're even convincing ourselves. But no one sees the way we've become strangers who share a bed. No one knows that I sometimes look at him across the kitchen table and feel like I'm looking at someone I used to know intimately but have lost touch with over the years. We've become friendly acquaintances in our own marriage. I wonder if he feels it too, this soft, suffocating loneliness. Or if I'm the only one who lies awake wondering when we stopped peeling back layers and started just skimming the surface. There's a weight to the unspoken things. They accumulate in the space between us, invisible but heavy. I don't tell him that sometimes motherhood feels like drowning. That some days I look in the mirror and don't recognize the woman staring back. That I've lost pieces of myself I'm not sure I'll ever find again. And what doesn't he tell me? What fears, what doubts, what secret disappointments does he carry alone? We've both learned to compress our inner worlds into manageable sound bites. Nothing too heavy. Nothing too real. Nothing that might crack the careful facade we've built. We protect each other from our true selves, thinking we're being kind. But really, we're building walls and calling them boundaries. We still touch, but it's different now. Practical. Perfunctory. A kiss before leaving for work, muscle memory more than desire. A hand on the small of my back guiding me through a doorway habit, not hunger. I remember when his touch was electric. When we couldn't be in the same room without gravitating toward each other. Now we can sit on the same couch for an entire evening, scrolling on separate phones, and never once reach for each other. physical proximity without emotional presence. We're together but alone. The loneliest kind of loneliness is the kind you experience in the presence of the person who's supposed to know you best. We're living parallel lives under the same roof. He has his work stress, his hobbies, his social circle. I have mine. We update each other with bullet points, but never the full story. We've become reporters of our own experiences rather than participants in a shared journey. When did we stop being curious about each other? When did tell me everything turn into give me the highlights? We've optimized our relationship for efficiency, and in doing so, we've edited out all the good parts, the mess, the vulnerability, the truth. Saturday mornings used to be ours. Coffee in bed, long conversations about nothing and everything, making love while the sun streamed through the windows. Now Saturday mornings are a division of labor. He takes the kids to soccer. I meal prep for the week. We tag team the mundane and call it teamwork. Partnership without intimacy. Companionship without connection. We're excellent co-parents, decent roommates, but somewhere along the way, we forgot how to be lovers, how to be friends, how to be anything more than two people managing a shared life. Sometimes I want to grab him by the shoulders and ask, "Are you happy? Do you miss me the way I miss the version of us we used to be? Do you feel this too, this aching absence in a marriage that looks full from every angle?" But I don't ask, because I'm terrified of the answer. What if he says yes, and we have to acknowledge that we're failing at the one thing that's supposed to be forever? Or worse, what if he says no? What if he's perfectly content with this arrangement, and I'm the only one suffocating in our beautiful, functional, desperately lonely life? But here's the thing that haunts me in the quiet moments. It doesn't have to be this way. This soft loneliness isn't a life sentence. It's a wake-up call. We're not broken beyond repair. We're just lost in the noise of daily life. We've forgotten that marriage isn't just about sharing space and responsibilities, it's about sharing souls. What if we started asking real questions again? What if we turned off the phones, skipped the small talk, and dared to be vulnerable? What if we stopped performing partnership and started practicing intimacy? Every day, we have a choice. We can continue this comfortable numbness, this safe distance, this performance of connection. Or we can do the terrifying, brave work of actually being known again, of sharing not just our schedules but our secrets, not just our bodies but our fears, not just our smiles but our shadows. To the woman listening to this who sees herself in these words, you're not crazy. You're not ungrateful. You're not broken. You're lonely in a marriage that looks like everything but feels like nothing. And that's worth acknowledging. That's worth grieving. And maybe, if both people are willing, that's worth fighting for. Because we deserve more than coexistence. We deserve connection. We deserve to share everything, especially what matters. We deserve to be known. This is the weight she carries. You are not alone.